a generic type. So I'll specify string as a generic type here, and then I'll new.
Hello guys and welcome back. So in this section we'll talk about subjects and how we can use them to send or share data across multiple components in an Angular application. Okay, so subjects are special types of observables in a way that they can act both as an observer and as an observable. Okay, so subjects can basically be used to push new changes to an observable, and then they can also be used as an observable to subscribe to new changes. Okay, so it basically acts as a bridge or proxy between the source observable and many observers that are listening for changes on that source. Okay, so this is something that can be used for sharing data, and we'll see shortly how that can be done. Okay, so we have our application here. I'll just open the new terminal. I'll just make the text a bit short, and let's create 3 new components in this case: ng, g for generate, g for component, and in the components folder I'm going to create a parent component along with components 1 and component 2. Okay, now I'll just close all the other files and I'll open the app routing module here so that I could create another route. This route is going to be a parent route, okay, which doesn't redirect, but it opens up a parent component or loads the parent component onto the route routed, and in the parent component that we have here, we'll add the 2 components, app-1 and app-2, like so, and save this. Okay, now I'll also add a link to the component or I'll just maximize this again, and I'll add this link that says parent. This will open parent, like so. Okay, so if I go back to the application now, I should see a parent here that has 1 and 2 works printed onto the screen. So the components are being loaded. Okay, now what I will do is add some code to it. Okay, I will be using a property from the user service in these 2 components. So let's say I had a property here, private. It's private in nature. I'll call it prop. Okay, which is eventually a string, and then this property I'll specify the value as true. Then I can define 2 methods here: get prop, that is going to return a string, and as you might have guessed, we are going to return this dot prop, and there's also a set prop that is going to return void, but this dot prop is going to be set with a prop that is received in here, so type string, but this returns a void. Alright. Okay, now in the component 1, I'll add this as a dependency. So private user service, which is a type user service, I'll import it, and then this I'll also define a prop which is of type string, but this prop is coming from the user services get prop method. Okay, I'll copy the same code here in the component 2 as well, like so. I'll have to import this. I did that, and now in the template I'll specify h4 component 1, and in h5 I'll specify value of prop is, and then I'll interpolate the value of prop like so. Okay, I'll copy this template here and paste it in here like so, and instead of 1 I'll just enter 2. Okay, so now in this case we should have 2 components, component 1 and component 2, both with a prop of foo. Okay, now I created a set prop method as well, so that I could change the value of this in here. So I'll use a button, change prop to bar, and I'll handle the click event of it. I'll call a change prop in here like so, and then I'll copy this, save it, and then here I'll call this dot user service dot set prop, and I'll set it to bar like so. Okay, if I go back, I'll have a button here, but if I click on it, the value of the service might have changed, the value of property in the service might have changed to bar, but I don't really see that change getting reflected in here. Okay, what if I wanted to get that change getting reflected here right away? In that case, I could use a behavior subject. Okay, so let's, in the user service, create a behavior subject. This is going to be public in nature because there is something that I'll be accessing in the component 1 and 2 as well. So I'll create prop changed, which is of type behavior subject, and now behavior subject is a generic type. So I'll specify a string as a generic type here, and then I'll new this up to behavior subject of type string, and to its constructor I can pass some value, some default values. So I'll pass this dot prop. Okay, and now in the components 1 and 2 in the ng on init, instead of using the get props method, I'll use the prop change and then subscribe to it. Okay, so this is how we are using it as an observable. Okay, so this will get a prop that I can eventually give out to the prop that we have in here like so. Okay, and then we can do the same thing for this as well, and save it in the component 2 as well. Okay, let's go back to the application and see what's happening now. So if I click on change prop to bar, then still I'm seeing the 2 old values here. Okay, because I subscribed for new values, but I didn't really push new values to that observable. So that is something that is remaining, and I'll do it right now. So in the set prop, when the property is changed, then I should push new value to that observable so that whoever are listening to it are aware that okay, a new value was pushed. And to do that, to push new changes to an observable, I'll use the next method on this, and then I'll specify the value of prop that we had here. Okay, now if I save this and go back, if I click on the change prop to bar, then the value here as well as the value here both changes to bar. If I reload this and show that to you guys again, right now the value is foo in both the cases, but if I click on the button, then this is going to change to bar. Okay, so this is how you can use behavior subjects to share some data and get the changes reflected right away whenever there is some change in a particular data. Okay, now again, since this is an observable, we can see that it's a never-ending observable, so the complete method of it is never going to get called. Okay, first let's log the error to the console if there is any. You got an error as. Okay, and finally this. Let's alert this one. Let's save this like so. Okay, now this observable is never going to get complete. So to prove that, let's see if we click on the button n number of times, we'll never see the this message getting alerted out. Okay. So even if I tap it n number of times, the property is going to change here, but we're not going to see any alert here. Okay, which means that this is an observable that is never going to end. Okay, but we should unsubscribe to observables whenever this particular component is going to be destroyed. So we should keep that in mind. So we should use the ng on destroy lifecycle to destroy triangular, and then we should unsubscribe to the subscription. Okay, so first we'll have to save the subscription somewhere. Okay, so I'll create a property here named subscription, which is of type subscription. Okay, I'll get rid of subscribable. I don't really need it. Okay, now in here I'll just specify this dot subscription, and then in the ng on destroy lifecycle hook, again simply unsubscribe by calling a method named unsubscribe on the subscription like so. Okay, and that's how I can avoid any memory leaks it is creating any. Okay, so that was all regarding the subjects, and that is all regarding the section 4 of this training. Now in the next section we'll talk about things like directives, pipes, and eventually forms as well. So I'll see you guys in the next section. Bye.